Hello, and welcome to another episode of Nerd Nonsense. I am your host, Nero, and this is my co-host.
It's Makoto.
I like that one.
That was a good one.
It was a really good one.
It's one for the books, as they say.
Definitely. So, we have a special topic for today's episode, but actually, before we get to that, I did want to bring up some breaking news. Pedro Pascal is currently the frontrunner to play Mr. Fantastic.
Oh.
That just broke, I think, in the last hour. Apparently, it's dependent upon his current scheduling with Gladiator 2 and The Last of Us Season 2. If he can fit it in. But Marvel wants him to play Mr. Fantastic. I think he can do it.
I wonder what child character they would give Mr. Fantastic for him to watch over.
Mr. Fantastic's kids?
I guess, but I mean, it would be a silly... Well, with how old Pedro Pascal is, I guess they couldn't really do much of an origin story considering...
Yeah. I mean,
they'd have to cover it real quick through flashbacks or something.
Yeah, the way my always dream Fantastic Four movie for the MCU is that they actually were a team in the same era as Hank Pym.
Ooh.
And that they got stuck in the quantum realm. Because they're the ones who introduced the quantum realm / microverse in the comics originally.
Yeah.
So having them be stuck there and then coming out, I think that could work.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my pet thought about it, but I would love Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic. I mean, I love Pedro Pascal just as an actor. He's great.
Yeah.
I think he can do a real good job.
I know people were really holding on to the idea of John Krasinski, but
who would also be great, but
yeah, I think he'd do great. I mean, honestly, at this point, it's just fingers crossed. I just hope it's good. That's the main thing.
Yeah, I believe the director's still John Watts attached to it, and he's the guy who did the Spider-Man and Homecoming trilogy.
Okay.
So that's good signs.
Yeah.
So fingers crossed. But yeah,
just really done a bad movie. I think even the worst of the trilogy is arguably what's the second one? I don't want to
No Way Home.
No Way Home. I my brain was telling me Far From Home. I know that's not
that. Yeah, that would be incorrect.
Yeah. Yeah. The second one is arguably the worst one, but it's still good. I like
it.
Yeah.
All of them are good.
Mm-hmm.
They're all upper tier MCU movies. So, speaking of, well, I guess not. We're probably not going to start with that. But we have trailers to talk about. That's today's episode. Netflix.
Nero sent me
a billion trailers.
So many trailers. And I booted up Notepad to type down my immediate thoughts. This happened today, by the way. This is something that I did this morning. Or afternoon. I don't know. I slept in real late.
It's all good. We need sleep. Good sleep. So yeah, Netflix did a lot of trailers this past week with their Geek Week. And then since the strike's over, studios woke up and decided to release trailers for stuff. So I picked out some poignant ones.
I think what we can do, since I typed out a quick thing, I could introduce each trailer.
Okay.
In the order, and then I'll type down and I'll read the thoughts I typed down. A lot of them are pretty short.
That works. I mean, they're trailers. That's why there's a bunch. It'll cover a good amount of time.
So the first one you sent me was Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yes.
Looks all right. Feels weird seeing it live action. Hope it does well. Which is what I was immediately thinking with One Piece.
Yeah.
And I know One Piece turned out really good.
Yeah, my immediate thought was, oh, good, they have a Japanese cast.
Yeah.
You're right, it is a little weird. I'm so used to I'm so used to the dub. So for me, I have that vision in my head of it, but...
It's I think what's his name? I want to say Urameshi, but is that right?
Urameshi's the main character.
Okay, no, I think he says Urameshi. He's like, Urameshi?
Kurobawa.
Yeah, Kurobawa, yeah. I feel like he's someone that they could have casted as a white guy.
Yeah, 100%. Urameshi! I hope it's good, right? That's the trailer was decent. It didn't give me any red flags.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping.
it was definitely it just felt weird to me.
Yeah,
But
like,
these were the same signs that One Piece gave me, so hopefully it turns out the same way. At
yeah,
least.
hopefully.
Yu Yu Hakusho is just something I'm not completely familiar with, though. It was during this era of time where I would watch things, but I don't remember the things that I
Gotcha.
watched. It's with like Gundam and Justice League for me.
Yeah, our early childhood era.
Mm-hmm.
I watched it during childhood, and then I rewatched it later in college.
I've been telling
Uh,
myself to rewatch it, but I still have yet to do it.
I mean, it's really good. It's to I did never so I never finished Hunter x Hunter, which is Togashi's
Mm-hmm.
other work. I watched I think like 40 episodes, and then I fell off. I like Yu Yu
Mm-hmm.
Hakusho way more. It's just
Okay.
my cup of tea.
Yeah.
Uh, which does bring me to Togashi is a writer who is very ill, so
Mm,
I doubt he has any influence like Oda did with One Piece live action, which is why
mm,
I think the One Piece live action turned out so well because Oda was directly involved in making it.
yeah.
And Togashi he's
Well,
lucky to put out a chapter of Hunter x Hunter every couple months.
and that's another thing too, because like The Walking Dead is another show where the writer Robert Kirkman is heavily involved
Yeah,
in the show, and it still turned out
bad
weird.
or weird,
And
not bad.
it turned out weird, and they definitely took some creative liberties to make it different. But by the end of the show, it's almost like the original wasn't even a thought compared
Hmm.
to the end. Which at that point, I mean, like at that point, they've already made too many massive changes. So
Yeah, good stuff. I'm looking forward to it. December 22nd, I think was it the date or something like that.
I don't remember any of the dates.
December. It's definitely this December. I know
Okay,
that. So
cool.
yeah,
I guess that's why Yu Yu Hakusho was trending on Twitter.
that is indeed why it was trending on
Yeah,
Twitter.
I saw it. And I was like, why is Yu Yu Hakusho trending? And I never clicked on it, but I was just confused. Okay,
Yep, trailer.
yeah.
All right.
Witcher: Sirens of the Deep animated. All right, cool. Sorry, don't know much about Witcher. I never played Witcher, and I
Gotcha.
also haven't been watching the show either.
I watched the first season of the show. I read the first two books, and I played a bit of the first game.
Really, you haven't played 3?
No, because I wanted to play it in order
Oh,
from
okay.
because that's just my
That's
what's it
fair.
called? Just how my
I don't
brain
know if I
works.
have Witcher 1 and 2. I know I have 3. I just haven't played it.
I do have
My
all of
brother
them.
was telling me if I like Fable, then I'd love Witcher 3, and I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I bought it and I never played it.
Yeah. I this one was a note because they got back the voice actor for Geralt from the games for this.
Oh, cool.
So that's like I know you were excited about that. I put it on because I wasn't sure how big of a Witcher fan you were. So I'm
I
like
was
mildly.
I was listening to it and I was like, I can't tell if that's Liam Hemsworth or not.
No, not Liam Hemsworth. But
Oh,
yeah, they got the voice actor from the games back. It looks interesting. Late next year, so it's got time to cook. Maybe by then I'll have played the games and read the books.
um, this wasn't one of the trailers you sent me because I think you were confident that I would have already seen it. But Arcane,
Oh yeah, the teaser for Arcade. Yes, yes, yes.
yeah,
I was confident you had seen it.
yeah, awesome, sweet, can't wait.
Yes,
Take your time, please. All right,
please.
moving on. Next
It's
thing,
I was like, oh, when they said winter 2024, my brain because I knew that was the release window from the Tencent press conference thingy earlier this year,
yeah.
and my brain went, oh, winter 2024. That's like January or February. No, they meant winter as in next year, winter December.
No, I knew it was coming out next year. I just thought it was gonna be like December, like near the end, but they
That
said
is,
November. I'm like, sweet,
yeah, even
awesome,
better. I'm
yeah.
hype. It's Arcane.
Um, yeah, love Arcane, but I think it is my favorite show. So
That's a good pick for a favorite show. I think
yeah,
it's in my top 10 favorite shows of all time. So
it's my favorite anime, 100%.
hell yeah,
Um, so now going back to the list, Avatar. I actually watched this already, but I went ahead and watched it again. I'm excited for this. Fingers crossed, it's good.
yes. Fingers so crossed that it's good. So right, the visuals for the trailer looked really good. That being said, I saw no acting, so
Hmm.
I don't know what to expect. Everyone looks right, like they look like how I would imagine them in
I
live
looked at the
action.
whole cast. They confirmed the whole cast pretty much of every like named character and even non-named characters like the cabbage guy.
Yeah,
Um, and I remember I saw Jet, because Jet is a character that stands out to me because I remember really liking his character when I first saw him in the show, because Avatar is such a distant memory for me. I have yet to rewatch it,
Okay.
and but I saw his actor. I was like, damn, what a hot guy! What a, he's hot. Oh god.
I
uh,
rewatched Avatar during quarantine, so that's like
yeah,
how fresh it is in my brain.
yeah,
God, it's a damn good show.
it is really good.
Like, I don't like. I feel like you know what? I would say it doesn't get appreciation. It gets tons of appreciation. People love Avatar,
Yeah,
and rightly so. It's
I
like
really don't know anyone who dislikes it.
I can't think of anyone who could like. It's just good television.
It's just either you love it or you don't watch cartoons.
Yeah, and this will get the people who don't watch cartoons if they're able to translate the story. My hope is that they're able to streamline a little bit more that first season, because
Mhm.
it doesn't get serious till the end of season 1 and then through 2 and 3. The
Yeah,
first season is very much still like a kid show, the early parts.
which I loved hearing, like the kids laughing on top of Appa.
Yeah.
I thought that was a nice touch.
Yes.
The next one, Devil May Cry. Now,
This was
I
like a
saw that
behind the
teaser
scenes.
trailer like a month ago,
Yeah.
and I liked this video that they uploaded.
Yes.
I'm glad they're taking their time to make sure it's perfect. Hopefully, it pays out.
Yeah, I am so Adi Shankar is like the one person I trust with Devil May Cry. This is not the first animated Devil May Cry we've had. There was an anime back
Yeah,
way back.
yeah.
It was all right.
I heard bad, but
Like I give it like a 6 out of 10. It's like it was fine. It was passable. You know.
Mm,
Um, but I do trust Adi Shankar with it. He loves. I mean, he loves Devil May Cry. He's a huge Devil May Cry fan.
looks like it.
Um,
Yeah.
he was the guy who produced Castlevania, the first batch. So and that was phenomenal. So like,
Yeah.
he's someone I trust with this, and it looks like he gives it like right. You saw behind the scenes. He's like working on it since 2018 when they announced it. Hard
Sweet.
at work. So I'm really just hoping good things. I need more Dante in my life because
Hmm.
Capcom will give me Devil May Cry 6. Please, Capcom, please, please. Wait, sorry. Complete side
And I know they're trying to be careful with DMC as well because of DMC
DMC.
versus Devil May Cry.
Yeah,
So I know they are trying to be careful. So
you
I'm
can't
glad
leave
they
me.
are.
You can't just leave me on a cliffhanger of Devil May Cry 5 and be like, yeah, suffer
Hmm.
now.
Plus, it's
Um,
Capcom. They're really not making a whole lot of money comparatively to other
wait,
companies.
well, I they've been making a lot of money recently. Monster Hunter makes bank, and so does Resident Evil.
Oh yeah,
They've been doing real good with Resident Evil
that's
lately.
true. I just always think about Mega Man. Just
Yeah, Mega
they
Man
did make
now.
bank off the Legacy collections.
Yes, they did. The Capcom's
Yeah,
honestly they're making good games lately. Like there was I know
yeah,
there was that era in like the mid to late 2000 like 2010s where it was like Capcom was kind of shit. But like I think like 2018, 2019 they turned around.
yeah.
They've been making some good shit. I mean, Devil May Cry 5 was amazing. RE2 remake, RE4 remake, RE7, RE8, Monster Hunter World, Monster Hunter, was it Rising? That's on the Switch.
Monster Hunter now as well, right?
Monster
That's
Hunter
what it's called.
now. Yep.
They had
Uh,
that Mega Man mobile game that now they release an offline version
yeah, which
because they're
is
shutting down the
awesome.
servers, I assume. Which I'm like, awesome. I'm glad they did that because a lot of mobile live companies don't do that.
Yeah, that was an awesome move by them. So I appreciate you,
Mhm.
Capcom. Keep doing good work. And Street Fighter 6 just came out, which was amazing.
That's true. I forgot that's Capcom. Yeah,
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah, it is. Because their big failure in the early 2010s was Street Fighter 5.
I just always assume it's Bandai or something. I just always assume that.
You know what? They really Bandai and Capcom feel like close companies, even though they have nothing to do with each other.
Yeah,
I don't know why. Maybe it's the logos. They're similar colors. They're
yeah.
both red and yellow
Well, and
logos.
they cross over a lot too.
They do, yeah. Um,
um, Next up, Pokemon Concierge. I
Yes.
said all caps. Oh, cool! I love stop motion. And then this looks so cute. Is this Misty's backstory?
She does. They make every character who's associated with water types a redhead just to draw on our Misty
Well, then the
nostalgia.
whole Psyduck thing.
Yeah, Psyduck. It's definitely supposed to evoke those emotions. I think, like they did with Detective Pikachu too.
Mm-hmm.
It's cute.
Yeah.
They're furry. They're fluffy.
It looks like a fun movie, and I'm excited. I'm
I think it's a
also
show.
worried because, huh?
I think it's a show.
Is it okay? Well,
Um,
sure. I hope so. But I'm also worried because another one later down is the Chicken Run movie. I'm kind of worried about like, and I'm sure they were working on these for a long time, but there's also just been like a recent thing with like AI and stuff, and I'm
yeah,
part of me is worried like if we start seeing a lot of stop motions, I'm gonna start thinking there's gonna be like some AI
stuff in the back.
stuff
Yeah,
going on. Like, and it's like one thing for like assistance, that's fine to help things go faster, but like, I don't know, it's just worrying me.
that's a fair worry. I think. Um, I don't. I feel like this has been in development for a while.
Yeah,
I feel like, because of how nice everything looks. But again, who knows? It's cute. I don't know if I'm. This is the one where I'm like, I'm not sure if I'm gonna watch it because it's not necessarily up my alley. I'm gonna kind of wait to see how people say.
I'm sure Luna's gonna have me watch it.
I am 100% sure Luna's gonna have you watch it,
Yeah,
so you can give me your report on
yeah,
that one.
for sure.
Um, I think it'll give us some great looking Pokemon like stills though of like how they look in that kind of style, which I'll appreciate.
Yeah.
I like
Well, and the
Pokemon.
amount of like creative liberties you can make with the stop motion
Yeah.
is like infinite. It's awesome.
Also, it's just a funny premise. A Pokemon hotel. Why not?
Did
You
you
know?
also used to make stop motions when you were younger?
Did you?
Yeah.
I did not.
Yeah. I used to make my brother and I used to make stop motions with our Halo figures and our Bionicles.
Hell yeah.
Bionicles were really cool to use.
Yeah, I can
Halo
imagine.
figures actually were pretty good too cuz by the time you got to like Reach era, which is when we started to get like figures like Halo 3 and Reach, they actually made their joints like very well made to where they're pretty flexible as far as like a human.
Okay.
So so it worked out a lot for stop motions and stuff. I never did claymations though or anything like that.
I feel like well, the Bionicle movies weren't stop motion, right? They were
No,
animated.
those were animated.
I
Those were
feel like a
animated.
Bionicle stop motion movie would be hella cool.
It would be. Although like Bionicles I kind of like Ninjago now because it sort of feels like if you were to mix Lego with, I know Bionicle is Lego, but like if you were to mix Lego with Bionicle, because like instead of like just giving you an arm piece, you put it together and stuff. You actually have
Mm,
to build the arm and then attach it and stuff.
okay.
So it is cool. Like it does have like if you want to relive like building Bionicles, I highly recommend like looking at Ninjago sets.
Hmm.
Those are really cool.
Maybe I'll have to give a look to it.
hmm There's some cool things you can make. There's one of a big white robot mech that I built. I don't know anything about
Ooh.
Ninjago, by the way, like the show or anything,
Yeah.
but did look cool. Anyways, another show that Luna might make me watch, Exploding Kittens.
Yeah.
Uh, this looks really funny. Also came out of nowhere.
Yes, that's what I
In
was
my
about to
head, in
say.
mind.
I
Uh,
was like,
I wrote, "This looks really funny. I'm sure Luna would love it too."
so I think what was I watching the trailer for? I think I was watching the trailer for Yu Yu Hakusho, and it was like on the next feed. I was like, "Excuse me, Exploding Kitten Show? What the?" It looks really funny.
It
Like
looks really funny.
I love
Yeah.
the game. Didn't expect a show out of it, but
hmm
it looks like a fun time. Was this Netflix? I can't remember from when I watched the trailer. It
I
was
think it was
right.
Netflix.
Yeah. Netflix just came out hard with because you know what? There was a lot of animation stuff with this, and it's because animation was under a different contract for strikes,
Yeah.
so they weren't affected by the strike. So a lot of
Mm,
animation stuff just still kept going. So that's why we're getting all this animation stuff right now. Um,
okay.
it looks really funny. I'm super down for it. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
Godcat.
Godcat.
You know, I
Uh,
I vibe with Godcat.
I love the garage bit they did at the end
I
of the
love the
trailer.
garage bit at the end. Yeah.
um, Now back to Chicken Run. Chicken Run, Dawn of the Nugget. I'm excited. I've always loved Chicken Run films,
Same.
even if they're all right story wise. I always appreciated the effort it took to make
Yes.
it. Again, love stop motions.
Yep. It is. Chicken Run was like a huge core part of my childhood. So I was like, Chicken Run 2? Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
I love that they have a family. I love it's a break-in movie as opposed to a breakout movie.
Yeah.
It just looks good. It looks solid.
It looks silly. It looks
Yeah,
real silly, and
that's what I expect from Chicken
that's
Run.
all we can hope for.
I just want some silly little chickens. I love that it's called Dawn of the Nugget.
Yeah.
We're gonna be turned into chicken nuggets. Um,
Which is honestly, uh, good plot because everyone's obsessed with nuggets these
yeah,
days.
like honestly, you're marketing yourself right. Movies has nugget in it, insta sold.
Mm-hmm.
You know what, movie theaters collab with that shit. Get some nuggets for the concession stands.
Oh no, make them feel guilty.
Come on, do
Uh,
it. It writes itself.
Next up is Ghostbusters Frozen Empire.
Now I put that on because as Ghostbusters is huge. I did not see Afterlife. I really meant to, but I did not see it. Did you see Afterlife? The previous
So
one?
this here's my description I gave.
Mhm.
I never cared for
At
Ghostbusters.
all?
It was before my time, and my dad never made me watch it. It looks fun, but I probably won't watch it.
Okay. So I love the first Ghostbusters. The second one's whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I watched a bit of the cartoon, Extreme Ghostbusters, when I was a kid, and I did not see Afterlife, which was the one previous to it. I heard it was great.
I
I
heard
just
it was
didn't see
good.
it.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was happening in my life at the time, but I just ended up not seeing it. I do need to
Well,
go back.
I was watching Moist Critical, and even him, like, they said, he was all like, did I see Ghostbusters Frozen Empire? No. And then like someone asked, like, what did you think of Ghostbusters Afterlife? He was like, what? There was a Ghostbusters Afterlife, and he searched it. He's like, I don't know how I did not know this movie came out, and that pretty much, yeah, I had no idea they made a Ghostbusters Afterlife, but
Yeah.
they didn't
So
advertise it super well.
I think I saw a couple trailers when I was in theaters, but I feel like it was also kind of during kind of like a movie Dead Zone when it was being advertised, so I could see a lot of people missed it.
Hmm.
I was surprised that a sequel was announced, and then my dad told me, he's like, "Hey, did you see the trailer for Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire?" I was like, "Excuse me, there's a sequel?" So that's a cool premise, though, right? People literally getting scared, or I guess freezing. I guess freezing to cold death, scared to cold freeze death. How to word this? They're freezing to death. Yeah, I don't know what I was trying to say.
I don't really know what else to say about it, honestly. It's like, it's Ghostbusters. Cool. Sweet.
Yeah,
I hope it's good, because I know lots of people were hating a lot on the female cast one.
I didn't see that one either. Just heard it wasn't good. The trailer didn't make me interested in it, so. Me. What is the next one on the list?
Merry Little Batman was after that. That was an Amazon Prime one.
Yeah, so that was collateral from the WB trying to sell off its movies and for like a write off. They
Mm.
tried to shelve. I think they tried to write it off for a tax break, but couldn't for some reason, and so they
Uh,
sold it to Amazon because they've been trying to do that for a shit ton of movies.
mhm.
They did that with Batgirl. They did that with Scoob
Yeah, I
too,
heard about that. Yeah.
and they were recently trying to do it with Wile E. Coyote versus Acme, which finally got people pissed because apparently the
Yeah.
test screenings for that movie were really good, and it was
It's gonna be
directed by James Gunn.
like a Space Jam styled movie, but with like John Cena.
Yeah, it's Wile E. Coyote going to the real world hiring lawyers to sue the Acme Corporation for faulty explosives.
Hmm.
which is such a great premise.
It's a clever premise, yeah.
Yeah, and apparently test screenings for it. The movie's done. Test screenings were phenomenal, but they were trying to shelve it for a $30 million tax write-off, and now
Yeah.
government's investigating them because apparently they've been doing it too much. And they're like, I don't know if you're that poor. You just had Barbie.
Yeah.
I don't know if you need these tax write-offs anymore, WB. And apparently a
Oh
bunch
well.
of directors canceled business with them because they don't want to bother making a movie to never see the light of day.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Yeah, that sucks.
So I think that one's
But
being shopped around like this one too. Anyway, back to Batman.
this looks cute. Design style is interesting, but overall looks
Yes.
fun.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. Like the design style, I'm still not sure about it. It does look cute. Don't know how I feel about cute Damian Wayne because whenever I think of Damian Wayne, I just think of Kill Kill
Edge
boy,
punk.
Edge Punk boy.
Yeah.
Um, so it's interesting, but it's cute. It's going to be a nice Christmas movie.
It does look cute. It's very weird seeing a Damian Wayne character like love his dad.
Yeah, it's so left field for me. I'm like, when they like showed the kid, I'm like, okay, and they showed him like liking his dad. I'm like, oh, who the hell is this kid supposed to be? And then he's a Damien. I'm like, excuse me, that Damien?
I think. Well, I mean, it's obviously like.
And that's the whole story. Yeah,
I think. Well, I think it's obviously a kids show.
yeah. Or movie.
I don't
Is it a
know.
movie or
I don't know.
movie, right?
Amazon keeps scaring me with shows. I'm all like, oh, this looks fun, and then they always do that whole like left hook of like someone's brains getting blasted or something. I'm just like,
little
oh,
little trauma from Invincible there.
Invincible, The Boys, Vox Machina,
Yeah, the list
all
goes
kinds
on.
of all kinds of shows like that.
Man, speaking of Invincible, I need to catch up. Apparently, season 2 came out. I didn't notice. I need to start watching that.
Still need to watch season 1.
It's really good.
Yeah.
I highly recommend it.
There's some other show that's out right now, right? Where like Homelander and Soldier Boy are like
Gen
cameoing?
V.
Huh?
Gen V.
Gen V. Okay.
Or Gen 5. I don't know what it's supposed to be.
So it's like in the same. I assume it's in the same.
It's in the same world.
setting.
I think it's about like people who are like in school to become quote unquote heroes.
Oh.
It's the boys equivalent to My Hero Academia is what I got from that.
Yeah, which I know it's. I saw a clip of when Homelander shows up and like the music did a very interesting thing where like it has like a heroic kind of theme, but it's a slightly distorted because Homelander's just a fucked up guy.
I need to catch up to the boys.
Mm-hmm.
I think how many seasons are there now?
3. Season 3 definitely ended in a very interesting way.
Okay, so I have to catch up.
Yeah. Next up, Marvel Studios Echo.
Yeah, so this one was, I think, the oldest of the trailers, but I know you hadn't seen it yet, so I sent it your way too.
I've said my piece with Marvel. I'm glad we're getting more MA content from Marvel. Hopefully it's good.
I hope it's good. I think I said it before in the previous episode. I'm glad Vincent D'Onofrio's back.
Yeah. Because I know he was back in Hawkeye.
Yeah, but it was a very minute amount of time. So
I've recently been rewatching Punisher clips. And
God, Punisher was so good.
And yeah, and he I loved his little scene Vincent with the Punisher in jail. Thought that was a very cool scene. I know he's also very prevalent in Daredevil, right?
Yeah, he's he's like half the show.
Yeah. Okay. I never watched a lot of those Netflix shows. Punisher is really one that like I just kept watching like clips for before.
Gotcha.
I didn't have Netflix for the longest time.
Okay. Yeah, for the Netflix shows of them, I would say Daredevil is the best. Jessica Jones season 1 was very good too. Luke Cage was also very they were all good except for Iron Fist.
Iron Fist I heard was bad, but Iron Fist was good in the Defenders.
So I never ended up watching Defenders because I never finished Iron Fist. Because I literally just couldn't finish it.
It looked cool. I liked some of the team up fight scenes that I saw on YouTube.
Yeah.
Looked
So
really cool. I hope we get to see like a lot of those shows and stuff, and even the Hulu shows
yeah,
in some way.
I feel like we'll get I know I feel like I will be a good point where they'll start converging a lot of the Netflix stuff into it. That's just my vibe.
Yeah, well, we already got Daredevil back in
Yep, She-Hulk
Spider-Man,
and
so
Spider-Man.
yeah. I'm curious if they plan on implementing Agents of Shield in some way because they say it's not canon, but at the same time, Age of Ultron wouldn't have happened without Agents of Shield.
Yeah, I don't know at this point. Like Agents of Shield is so it went so wacky and off
Yeah,
the rails, where I'm like, I don't know what you can put in from this or not.
when I was watching Agents of Shield and I saw it was starring Agent Coleman. I forgot
Coulson.
Coulson. I saw it was starring him, so I was like, oh, maybe it's like a prequel show. And one of his first lines is, "I got stabbed by a demigod," and I was like, oh, okay, so it's not a prequel. Okay,
We're just retconning it.
yeah.
Yep, the most comic book
Show
thing to do.
that show is a narrative nightmare.
Yeah,
What a good show
it
in
was a good
general.
show.
Mhm.
They went hard into Inhuman stuff, and I know the main MCU line is pivoting hard from Inhumans. So,
The next one on our list is Godzilla -1.
I'm very
Uh,
excited for this.
it's like Ghostbusters for me.
Okay,
Um,
you don't want the kaiju
I
movies.
I never got into it. Never got into Godzilla. I think I've heard that the last few were overall kind of misses, but
So there's like two brands of Godzilla, right? There's the American Godzilla and the Japanese Godzilla.
yeah,
The last couple American Godzillas were misses. The
I got
last
you.
Japanese one, I believe, to my knowledge, was Shin Godzilla, and that was phenomenal. It was directed by the director of Evangelion,
Okay. And
and
I know about Mecha Godzilla more because of the death battle, and also I had a friend like explaining it to me and
yeah.
stuff too. So,
So this is another Japanese one. It looks really good. Uh, it's very, I think, contrasting to the previous ones because Shin Godzilla was actually had very little Godzilla in it. It was more of a political movie. Um,
mm,
it was more of like how like the literal terrors that is the Japanese bureaucracy and how they would go about dealing with something like this. It was super interesting. It was captivating. It was riveting.
okay.
This one looks more action packed, and I am here for it because I need Godzilla destroying things
Hmm.
in my life. Just give it to me. I like kaiju's. I like big monsters that go burr. So I'm definitely gonna watch this. Early December, I think it's coming out. So I'm excited.
Maybe. Like I said, I didn't pay attention a lot to the release dates.
From my
Um,
memory of the trailer, that is what is coming to my head.
Next one is Inside Out 2.
Yes.
I've heard about this. This is what I wrote. I've heard about this being announced, and I know a lot of people are excited. Great concept so far. I hope it actually tells a good story about mental health because lately Pixar sequels have kind of been missing.
That's fair. Did you like Inside Out 1?
Yeah, yeah, it was a good. Yeah, I thought it was good, and there's plenty they could expand upon it.
Yeah.
Expand upon it too. So I'm hopeful for it. But like there's also the whole Incredibles 1 versus 2 whole debacle, and I feel like Incredibles 1 is like a perfect movie.
Yeah. I don't think
Um,
Incredibles 2 is bad. I don't think it's as
I
good as
don't think
1.
it's bad. I just feel like they could have just done something different with it.
Yeah, it's not what I would have done with it,
Hmm.
but I don't think it's a bad movie. It's interesting. It's got cool stuff. I like 1 way more.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
Toy Story 3 is a weird place for me where. I'm sorry, Toy Story 4 is a weird place for me where I felt like Toy Story 3 was a perfect ending, but I don't think Toy Story 4 was a bad movie either.
I've
It was like
yeah,
it
that was
was
the thing. It's like
unnecessary but good.
Toy Story 4 was coming out and I was like, "Why?" But then when it came out I was like, "Okay, good." But still why?
Why? Yeah, a lot of whys.
Which in the end, I guess it just turned out that they wanted to make more money because of Sporky.
Quirky.
Cuz that dude got his own like Disney Plus show and stuff.
He's popular. He was funny.
And that's what I was thinking Incredibles 2 was gonna try to do, which the way it ended, it's like, okay, now they can make a show of like a villain of the week sort of show.
But then I didn't.
Yeah, they didn't do anything with it.
Out of all the Pixar movies, I feel like Inside Out leans itself the most to a sequel
Yeah.
because people grow up, their emotions change, things happen. Um, I do so. We're getting 4 new emotions in this movie. We saw anxiety in the trailer. We're getting oh, what's the word? It's like they're using a really obtuse word for it, but it's basically depression
Mm-hmm.
or like melancholy. Emily,
Yeah.
Emily. We're getting embarrassment and we're getting jealousy or envy or whatever they're going to call it. And so
Yeah.
those are the 4 new emotions that are coming with puberty, the puberty button.
Yeah.
Um, it could, this could, like what Inside Out 1 made me tear up a bunch of times. This could very well be a good, great movie. I don't think, it's any of the most recent Pixar movies, like none of them, I don't think any of them have been hits, but I don't think any of them have been bad necessarily. Maybe that's a hot take. I didn't think Lightyear was bad.
I hear a lot of people talk shit. So
Like
and I'm
Lightyear,
and
I
I
thought
and
was
I
the worst of them,
and,
but it was mid.
and I watch a lot of people where all they do is just shit on movies. So and I wish I didn't, because it really does ruin movies for me too.
Yeah, you should. I don't know. I can't. I can't watch a lot of critics because I feel like if I did, I just wouldn't enjoy things. And I
Mm-hmm.
like enjoying things. I enjoy the enjoyment. So, or I'll like right before I watch any critical thing, I'll tend to just watch it myself, form my opinion, and then I'm like, all right, now let's compare. And then I'm like, oh wow,
Mm-hmm.
everyone disagrees with me. That's cool. That's my life. Um. So yeah, but Pixar's. I feel like Pixar's just gotten a raw deal recently because none of their movies they've all come to Disney Plus as opposed to going to theaters,
Yeah.
which that kind of sucks for them, right?
No, for sure. Yeah.
So,
But at
and I
the same
know
time, like, there was, COVID, and then have they released anything in theaters lately?
that's the thing. Pixar kept Disney kept putting all their stuff on Disney Plus
Yeah.
for like ever, like post
Because
pandemic
Turning
stuff,
Red was straight to Disney Plus.
which I thought was good. I know a lot of people were like mixed on that, but I just that hit all the right notes
The
for me.
the issue with Turning Red is that it came out very closely to Encanto, which is like a very hard like comparison, because it's not like Encanto reaches a wider audience than
Oh yeah,
um
Turning Red was
Turning
for a
Red.
very specific demographic.
Yeah.
It's for people who grew up in that very specific period of time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if you didn't, the movie wasn't going to hit for you. I grew up in that period of time, so it hit a lot of the stuff for me. Um,
It hit like generational trauma, but in like a more in a more what's the word? Like in a more specific way.
yeah, they're both
Also,
generational trauma movies.
yeah. We love those.
We do. It be like that. Um, I'm actually here now. I'm looking at Pixar's filmography, right? For the past couple of years, there was Turning Red. Luca was before that. I think it's the only one I haven't seen.
Luca, I hear a lot of people praising, but then people close to me like hate it.
Interesting.
My brother didn't like it a whole lot. Luna hates it.
Really,
Yeah. Um I think it was more so like the art style
it does
she
have a
didn't
different art
like.
style.
So I don't know. I just know, like, I mentioned bringing up Luca, she says no.
Before that was Soul and Onward, which I both thought were really good.
Soul was good. I remember Luna, like, she disliked it because she hates when it's supposed to be like like a cultural movie, but then like for instance, like Soul is supposed to like be a my phone is freaking out. But Soul is supposed to be like a like a black culture film,
Hmm.
right? But what she has a problem with is a lot of these black culture films, they end up changing the appearance of the character for a good majority of the movie.
Mm, that's a
And
fair
that's
critique.
Yeah, which like she's all like, can we please like have like a black cultural film without them like changing their appearance and stuff.
I guess it's a fair critique.
Yeah.
And then Onward, I also really liked, but that like specifically tingled the fantasy guy in me, the fantasy sci-fi hybrid guy in me. So
Mm-hmm.
Lightyear was after Turning Red, which was like, I feel like that was the lowest of the Pixar movies recently.
That one was a bit of a bomb from what I heard.
It definitely did not do well financially.
It was definitely one that Disney was pushing, and the moment it released, they just stopped talking.
It was the way I best described
Like,
it is it was like a elongated episode of Star Trek.
what movie? That movie? Whose movie is that? That can't be ours.
Yeah, I remember there was like such a big backlash over the gay kiss in it, but like I'm like I heard about it going in. I'm like, okay, it happens, and I'm like, it was a blink and you'll miss it moment.
Yeah,
I was like, oh,
that's
what you're
one of
all
those that
up in arms.
people are just gonna be pissed, and it's just like whatever. Like it's a kiss, get over it, you little
Yeah,
babies.
babies.
Um,
And then Elemental, which I actually really liked.
that came out in theaters.
It did. That was yes.
Yeah,
Lightyear and Elemental did both came out in theaters.
yeah.
Elemental was really good. I think it was the best out of all the most recent ones.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
really like
that was
Elemental.
another one where a critic that I watch said it was like it was mid. So,
Yeah,
but I'll
that
definitely
I feel
I
like
know I want to watch it though. I think his main criticism with it was that we spent a majority of the time with just two of the four elements.
the movie was not. All right, so this is my view of the movie. It's not really about elements, right? Elements are just a framing device. It's about immigration.
Oh, okay.
It
I
is
thought it was
a
gonna be about lower and upper class.
no. I mean that comes with part of it because of the immigration aspect. It's like an
Yeah.
escapable part of it, but it is very much a movie. Like if you are the child of an immigrant, or this movie will hit way hard for you, right? Like me being like I'm like Puerto Rico, not necessarily a different part of not a part. Of, it's it's in a weird situation from the U.S. in the U.S. right? But essentially, my parents immigrated from Puerto Rico here, right? And so I resonated a lot with that movie and a lot of aspects of it. Um, it hit hard for me. If you're not someone who is dealing with that, either are an immigrant or the child of an immigrant, you're not gonna. I don't think you're gonna resonate as much with that movie.
Hmm.
Um, what does and especially like just different cultural stuff. Like, yeah, it hits harder that way. So, wouldn't necessarily like call it a movie about elements. Like Elements was a kind of like with a lot of Pixar movies, it's a framing device
Well,
to tell
so
a deeper
it's like
message.
the thing is like the thing that he was trying to get at is like he figured like it is like a class system with
Hmm.
the with each element. Um but he was like, but we spent a lot of time on the two extremes and not a whole lot of time on like the two middles, I guess.
Yeah,
Um that was his main critique. Again, I have yet to watch it, so I can't really speak on my thoughts. My thoughts are just head empty. Um
that's fair.
but the
That'd be
next
a
film
bit.
we spent a long time on Pixar.
Yeah.
Uh next movie, Garfield. I said, "Let's go."
Hell yeah.
Cuz so I'll expand on that. Let's go. So I remember reading about Chris Pratt being casted for Garfield around the same time that he got announced for Mario. I don't know how I feel about this. Don't know what to expect for a Garfield movie, but it wasn't this. Now my whole thing with Garfield, you've seen my my
I've
Steam
seen it.
profile picture right now, which I'll explain for the podcast. My Steam profile picture is a buff guy wearing a big Garfield head holding onto a gun. um Garfield's just kind of been this meme that's just attached to me for someone who really does not know anything about Garfield. And I also got my buddy who loves kart racing games like Mario and Sonic or the Sega All-Stars racing game, stuff like that. And I got him to play Garfield Kart, and that was a ton of fun to play. Now I'm pressing the DreamWorks one that was just released recently. But But yeah, so Garfield, I guess I
I
don't really know what's going on.
I mean, so my Garfield knowledge is also very scarce, but it's part of the Chris Pratt saga, so I felt like we needed to cover it. He actually sounds like Garfield, or how I would
Mhm.
imagine Garfield to sound in all like previous iterations. I'm here for it. I mean, like, I'll watch it. Hell yeah.
How did actually we're gonna change the topics a little bit. We'll get back to Madam Web next, but how did you feel about Chris Pratt's Mario?
Oh, it was fine. I don't think
It
he
was
was the
fine.
best part of the movie. I feel like that was clearly Jack Black as Bowser.
It didn't bother you or anything?
No, I got used to it after like 10 minutes.
Yeah. I felt the same way. If anything, I felt more like I actually got a little more affected by Seth Rogen Donkey Kong.
Oh yeah, Seth, that 100%
And
agree with you.
I
He
was
was
I was just kind of like this. I don't feel like this is Donkey Kong. This is Seth
no,
Rogen.
he wasn't even attempting to do a voice. It
Hmm.
was just, oh yeah, Seth Rogen's talking. Whereas Chris Pratt, he put effort in. He tried.
Hmm.
He's still right, his voice is still going to come through a little bit no matter what because it's his voice.
Hmm.
It's not going to sound exactly like how we imagined Mario to sound like. But Seth Rogen is just like, nah, I'm not even going to try. And now Seth Rogen's getting the whole Donkey Kong spinoff. Like, I guess is he one of the producers? I feel like maybe that's it. I don't know. He
I
put a
don't
lot
know.
of. I
Like
feel like
I just I like I said, I got more affected by Seth Rogen Donkey
yeah.
Kong, and it was just like, like I like that would take me out of scene sometimes
Oh yeah, 100%.
when he would speak versus like Mario. I was like, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah,
Um,
100% agree with you. Um, just Seth Rogen talking. I'm like, oh no, you're not trying, my guy. You're not.
mhm. Well, and that's another thing. Like obviously Toad's voice isn't anywhere close to the same, but it didn't take me out of his character or
Yeah.
anything. I thought it was real funny. I thought it
Yep.
was a good voice. Peach was fine.
Yep.
Luigi was fine. Bowser
Bowser
was
was
amazing.
amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. 100%. God, that was a fun
Part of
movie.
me was a little upset that Yoshi wasn't a character. He was just a little background thing, but you know,
So
it's
right, we're
whatever.
getting. You saw the egg, the post credit scene. We're getting Yoshi as the main character next time.
I hope so, man. I hope so. Yoshi's my boy.
I love Yoshi.
I
The
have
Yosh.
a dog tag of Yoshi on my
Hell
keys.
yeah.
So anyway,
So wait,
so
before we
back to
do,
this.
just want to circle back to Garfield real quick. I love the fact that Samuel L. Jackson is playing Garfield's dad.
I don't know.
I like
I don't
that,
know.
which means Samuel L. Jackson is playing Chris Pratt's dad, and that makes me happy for some reason.
Nick Fury is Star Lord's
His
dad.
dad. I don't know. It just makes me happy.
They should have gotten Kurt Russell.
That would have been great.
That would have been hilarious. I think that would have been good.
That would have been amazing. All right, Madam Web is next, right?
Madam Web. I said, this is Final Destination in the Spider-Man universe. It looks like a lot.
It felt like a lot.
It just looks like a lot.
There's a lot going on.
I think I saw Sydney Sweeney, I think her name is.
Yes.
She was in Euphoria.
Yep.
Yeah.
She is.
I saw her.
She's in it. The girl from Dakota Johnson is the lead.
Okay.
From 50 Shades. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
yes. So, well, I guess my first thought is that first opening cold cut scene, fight scene, was killer. That got me interested, and then there was a lot going on after that. How much do you know about the spider totem mystic bullshit?
No.
Okay, so I know marginally more, just like right. I read the Spider Verse event, and that had to do with it. I never read the other, which is I think the other main storyline from Spider-Man comics that deals with this stuff. You know Madam Web from the cartoon from when we were growing up, right?
Nope.
Did you watch the '90s cartoon?
Nope.
Damn. Okay.
So I'm gonna tell you something. Okay. You might not like this.
Oh no.
I was born in '97.
Yes. I was born in '95. We're not too far apart.
Okay. Well.
I watched it when I was like
So
6.
the little bit like the thing is, I wasn't a huge. I'm definitely like Spider-Man isn't like. I'm one of the few where Spider-Man isn't like one of my favorite heroes. At least when I was a kid, he definitely like. I love his story. I love his character. I think he's a great character, but he's definitely not like He wasn't my favorite Marvel hero, like a majority of people who love Marvel and stuff. My favorite was actually Wolverine, but
I mean, that's another like fair one to have.
yeah. But and I
I
know like
just
their connection and whatnot. I'm a little sad about Wolverine being like this late in the MCU. I feel like they could have done a lot with him and Captain America and whatnot, and
yeah.
even Spider-Man. But I'm glad we're getting him at least. Anyways,
I just thought you had seen the '90s one because you said you saw the Iron Man cartoon,
I
which is around
did.
the same era. So that's
I
what I just
know, but
assumed.
I had those on VHS. I wasn't
Gotcha,
watching like
gotcha, gotcha.
I wasn't channel surfing or anything. My channels that I typically watched were um of course Disney and like Nickelodeon, but it
Yep.
was like the Disney sitcoms, SpongeBob, Fairly Odd Parents, Danny Phantom. And then Cartoon Network was like um Code Lyoko, I think I stopped like pretty much around like the Chowder Flapjack era.
Okay, that's when I stopped too. Yeah. So
um I liked Chowder, but that was around when I stopped.
gotcha.
And then I would watch Jetix and stuff like that. Fox, 4Kids.
Okay.
So I watched like Sonic X, Kirby Right Back at You.
Okay. So you watched it like right as like that's right when the Spider-Man X-Men ended, and then it switched to that.
Yeah, Spider-Man definitely came on when I was like really little.
Gotcha.
The only thing that crosses my mind is when Spider-Man and Wolverine were fighting and they were like rolling on the ground.
I remember that.
Um, I just remember that specific that's sticking in my head for some reason.
Okay. So
But
I guess let me give you a quick rundown of what the hell this movie is then. So Madam Web is this like character in the Spider-Man mythos. She's like a clairvoyant. She deals with the web of fate, web of life that
yeah,
ties all nonsense together, as you do. She's a clairvoyant, can see the future. That guy who's after her is Ezekiel Sims, and he is another spider totem. From my understanding, spider totems are like these cosmic animal thingies that each the world has a bunch of different animal totems, and it's the hand wavy reason why Spider-Man's villains are all animal themed because they're all totems.
mhm.
Every Spider-Man from different like universes is another Spider-Man totem, or spider totem rather. Sorry. And there's different types of spider totems. Peter's apparently, I think Kane is it now, but he was like the other, which is like a special, super special spider totem. And so it's all this spider mystic BS, and I guess that's what this movie's going to be dealing with. Because if I remember correctly, Ezekiel got his Spider-Man powers, which are the same as Peter's, mind you, from praying to the Spider God.
So
So
he's a spider cleric.
yes, 1000%. I think
That's
like
funny.
from my understanding, the big like thing with that original storyline was he went to Peter Parker and was like, "Yo, you probably didn't get your powers from Radioactive Spider because it's probably Mystic BS. You weren't mutated. You were chosen." And then Peter be like, "What?" Ezekiel's other claim to fame is he's the guy who raised Silk. Um, After she got bit by the same spider Peter did, he noticed her, took her into a bunker, and hid her. Because there's these vampires, multiversal energy vampires who eat spider totems because they taste good.
Like Morbius.
Yes, but think eviler and more mustache twirly.
Morbius.
I think the main one's name is
Morbius with a curly mustache.
the main one. I think his name is Morlin, so it sounds kind of similar to Morbius, actually.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
no, my thought was this is the live action Miguel O'Hara
I
trying to
mean,
stop her from changing canon events with the Web of Fate.
honestly, that kind of feels like the vibe of the movie. Like
Mhm.
my guess would be that Ezekiel is like, because I think Ezekiel has clairvoyance too or some BS. So he probably's like, I saw the future too, and you and these spider women are gonna cause some problems or something like that.
I see the future too, and you're not in
It
it.
is.
Grabs her, fight scene, and then begins.
So we're getting all the other Spider Women from the comics. So Julia Carpenter, um, uh, Aranya, and the other Spider Woman. So yeah, that's that movie. Um,
Yeah.
I think interesting. I feel like so the other paramedic guy was apparently Ben, Uncle Ben.
Uh,
So they're definitely going to tie this into the main Spider-Man stuff. I look, would I love this if there's a prequel somehow to Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, and then we can secretly bring him back in a post-credit scene, and keep that movie series going. Yeah. Do I think it's going to happen? No. But can I dream? Yeah.
that'd be very weird for them to kill Uncle Ben in a different way
Yeah.
than Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. But
Also, Emma Roberts.
have you been hearing the rumors about Avengers Secret War?
Which rumors?
The rumors of Tobey Maguire being the Spider-Man
Yeah.
in Secret Wars fighting against Hugh Jackman?
Yes, I have heard that rumor.
Is that is there any
I
validation
don't.
behind that?
I have
Or
no idea. I've also heard the rumor that I heard the rumor they're definitely both the leads of that movie. Um, don't know. No, I have no if I don't know if it's substantiated or not.
yeah, that's such a weird thing. Also, speaking of Sydney Sweeney, I don't know if you watch Euphoria.
I do not.
Have you have you been hearing about all the drama with season 3?
No, it's not in my circle. What's happening?
So first off, about a month ago, one of the main characters OD'd and died.
Oh shit!
Honestly, my favorite character from Euphoria.
Damn.
Which was very, very sad to hear. One of the other actresses, not like a super major character, but she was considered a lead in season 1. She just sort of did not do anything, and she wasn't very happy with the direction of her character, so she quit.
Oh.
And now just a few days ago, the producer died.
Oh shit!
So I'm is this not gonna happen? I hope it doesn't, to be honest, because I have no idea what to expect from this show now.
Show seems cursed.
Yeah. So that's a thing. I copied and pasted this one to you. Marvel Studios What If? Sure.
Yeah. So
I'll be honest with you, I didn't finish this trailer. I said sure, and I moved on.
I would recommend the trailer itself is actually a good trailer. Like, I don't know if the show is going to be good, but the trailer was actually very well edited and executed. Good trailer.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
And there was a great Die Hard reference at the end.
Okay.
Here's the thing. I feel like this one is going to be better well received because people have the right expectations going in. That this is just going to be some fun stories.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what it's going to be. It's just I was just yeah. Okay. I'm not mad about it. I'm just sure.
I also think so since you didn't actually finish the trailer, they are doing one episode every day for 9 days straight.
Okay.
What do you think is a better release format for this kind of show? Because making it a whole event each week is that build up too much hype for each episode, and then for them to be whatever. Here it's okay, you know what? If I didn't care for this episode, guess what? There might be a better one tomorrow.
That's how I think they should have done Tales of the Jedi.
Ooh, yes. But I was weird with how I watched it.
Especially with them varying in lengths and with them having such a short amount of episodes. I think that's just how they should have done it.
Yeah. I concur. So they actually did, I don't know if this is officially released, but this definitely matches up with what I saw here. There is a full list of episodes released already. The titles. Okay. So the What If titles.
That's what happened in the first season too, I remember. Yeah.
So the first episode is going to be What If Nova joined the Nova Corps? Sorry, What If Nebula joined the Nova Corps?
Okay.
Which is probably, I think, the one I'm least interested in.
Yeah, Nebula is not really someone where I'm awesome.
Yeah. What if Peter Quill attacked Earth's mightiest heroes? This is the one I think I'm most interested in. Because this is the one from the beginning of the trailer where you see a young Peter Quill. So the premise here, apparently from the synopsis, is this is where Peter actually was given by Jan to do his dad.
Yeah, this was if young Peter like unlocked his celestial powers.
Yeah, so he unlocked his powers. They went back to Earth to take over, and so that forced the heroes of that era to unite and become the Avengers. So that includes that's Hank Pym's Ant-Man, Blue Goliath, Marvel, like the actual Marvel. So not Carol Danvers, but the one she got her from Power Stone. Bucky got woken up, and T'Chaka.
Ooh.
So the 5 of them unite to become an earlier version of the Avengers.
Okay.
And I think that has a lot of promise to it.
Yeah.
And then I think they were united by Peggy, who's the director of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's probably the most interesting one to me because that's got a cool overarching concept to it.
Yeah.
Next one is what if Happy Hogan saved Christmas? That's the Christmas
awesome.
episode.
That sounds awesome.
That's the one where I had the Die Hard reference.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be a fun one. That's supposed to come out on Christmas, I think, because they're doing the release dates like that.
Yeah.
Or Christmas
First
Eve.
it was Hawkeye saving Christmas. Now it's
Happy Hogan.
Now it's
which
Happy Hogan.
I'm about that. What if Iron Man crashed into the Grand Master? This is the episode that got shuffled around. It was supposed to be in the last season, where the Gamora and Thanos armor was from in the finale.
Was the Grandmaster was that?
Jeff Goldblum.
Okay.
So yeah, this one was supposed to be in last season, but I guess they couldn't finish it in time, so they shuffled it to this season.
Okay.
So it's basically what if Iron Man ends up on Sakaar apparently after the Loki fight, he gets stuck in space and somehow ends up on Sakaar.
Oh.
And ends up in he ends up in the Battle of Champions kind of thing, and there's like a Mario Kart on the on a Sakaar.
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. I mean,
Yeah.
Rather take that than fight the Hulk.
Yeah. What if Captain Carter fought the Hydra Stomper? So this is a direct sequel to the Captain Carter episode from the first season.
They really love that Captain Carter character.
They love Captain Carter. I was lukewarm on that episode, but a lot of people love her. So
yeah,
I'm just never a big Peggy fan to begin with.
Yeah, like that's the thing. It's like I liked Peggy as Peggy. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. I don't.
So this is like adapting the Winter Soldier plotline, but it's Steve instead of Bucky.
Yeah.
So I'm not too interested in that episode. What if the Avengers assembled in 1602? Now this is what I'm talking about. Let's get weird. Let's get wild. They're adapting the 1602 comic line with this one. So I guess this is kind of like the equivalent of the Marvel Zombie episode where they're adopting a specific comic line. So, let's get swashbuckling Captain America. Let's get actual wizard Doctor Strange, like with a, Merlin beard shit going on.
Oh, so like the year 1602.
Yeah, the year 1602. This is from a very specific What If comic line that Marvel did back in the 2010s.
Okay, so how does Iron Man work?
I think Iron Man's like in like a knight armor or something.
With like crossbows attached or something?
I think. Let me see. Iron Man 1602. Anthony Stark. Oh, he's got like a early like electricity engine, like a early like what's it called?
Like a steam engine?
Not a steam engine. Early electricity.
Like Tesla?
Yeah, like a Tesla coil. Oh, that looks cool. I'm gonna send that image to you. That looks cool.
I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
His name was Lord Iron.
Huh.
Yeah, 1602 was a whole thing.
Okay.
Like, it's gonna get weird, and I'm kind of here for that,
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
What if Hela found the 10 rings? So this is gonna pit her against the Mandarin and his wife.
Yeah.
Directly. And
I was struggling to remember who Hela was, but I remember. Okay.
Yeah, Thor's sister.
I actually recently saw the deleted scene to Thor Ragnarok of the actual like city setting where Hela showed up. That was in the trailer.
Oh yeah.
That was a deleted scene. I didn't know. I didn't know that was a thing. I thought it was just one of those things that they just intentionally just did that for the trailer.
Yeah.
But no, it was a deleted scene, and they had her kill Odin rather than Odin just dying, and then she shows up.
I think that would have been better. But oh well.
Yeah.
And then the last two I think are the connected episodes. What if Kahori reshaped the world? Now this is apparently the episode where they're introducing a brand new superhero to the MCU. And the what if is what if the Tesseract fell into instead of in whatever Scandinavia, right, or whatever, it fell to America before colonization. So it was got by this Native American tribe.
So wait, they're making a whole new Marvel hero, like
I don't know if she existed before this. Let me do a quick search. Kahori. Yep, a whole new character.
maybe I'm just not like big brain enough for this what if series, because like the what ifs that I was interested in, I was like, what if Pietro pushed Hawkeye out of the way and got out of the way of the bullets?
Yeah, so she is she gets a Tesseract, and she transforms a lake into a gateway to the stars.
Uh-huh.
And she becomes like, I guess, I'm imagining she gets Captain Marvel tier powers from the Tesseract or something. That's what Captain Marvel got her powers from. And then the last one is what if Doctor Strange? What if Supreme intervenes? That's the Strange from the previous season.
Okay.
And that looks like the crossover episode.
Yeah.
So yeah,
cool.
That's what I think. There's more episodes here I'm interested in than last time. Arguably, there's definitely some I'm like I don't care. Like I don't care about the Hydra Stomper one. I'm not sure how much I care about the Iron Man crashing into the Grandmaster thing. But give me 1602 and that Peter Quill with a different version of the Avengers and Happy Hogan saving Christmas. Let's go. It'll be fun times, you know. Again, not expecting anything crazy. Just expecting some fun, good old fun. I think that's kind of what I'm expecting.
Yeah.
I think.
And the last trailer is Rebel Moon Part 1. And
yes.
My thoughts were, is this a book? This looks like Lara Croft mixed with Dune and Avatar, Pocahontas in space. It's a Zack Snyder film.
So I'm assuming that you don't know the backstory of Rebel Moon.
No, I don't.
The whole what is this? This is Zack Snyder's retold Star Wars script.
Oh.
So this was a Star Wars script Zack Snyder had pitched to Disney, and it was a project. It was greenlit. I think it was like not full greenlit, but it was like under greenlit, and then it got canned, and then he retold it to this. And once you know that, you can totally see how this was a Star Wars movie.
Yeah, I'd have to rewatch that trailer.
Because it's like, oh man, we're rebels. Oh look, this Imperial force is coming down and killing people. Time to rise up. Oh look, there's this guy with a laser blade. Like, it's really. I think like I imagine based purely on the trailer. I don't know the story, but she shows she was a soldier at some point. So I imagine maybe she was an ex-stormtrooper. In the original script or whatever. But yeah, this is very much this is Zack Snyder's canned Star Wars project.
Okay.
My question becomes, will this be better than actual Star Wars projects we got that weren't canned?
You know what? Like, my whole thing is this going to be like our new Star Wars?
Honestly, that's a great question, right? Like,
yeah.
It's Zack Snyder. I feel like Zack Snyder does his best work when he gets to just do his own thing without doing stuff with other properties.
Yeah.
Right? Because he clearly wants to make his own stuff and then just kind of has to adhere to what's property he's working on. But I think his best stuff is when he's doing it on his own.
Did you watch the Snyder cut for Justice League?
I did. It was better than the...
My brother swears upon it being like some of the best stuff he's seen.
I don't know if I'd go that far.
Yeah.
I definitely liked it more than the base Justice League.
Yeah.
But that being said, it was 4 hours, and 10, 15
The
minutes of that
Justice
was
League, I think is what they call it.
yes,
The
which
Justice League.
which let me be noted. I don't despise that movie. I thought it was way better than Batman vs Superman. Um, so there's that. I don't necessarily love. I don't love either of them. Let's put it that way, right? I don't love the either Justice League cut. Um, I think Snyder cut's better,
Yeah,
but it's also 4
I
hours.
I liked
Which doesn't need to be.
I remember I just really liked the scene with the Justice League fighting Superman.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool.
So we'll see what he cooks up here.
Yeah.
I'm interested. It was a cool trailer. So
It did look cool. Again, like and not to say that I thought it looked bad by any means with that description. I was just more confused on what it's supposed to be, I
yeah,
guess. But now that you said it, yeah.
kind of curious now what your take would be if you rewatched it, knowing that it was supposed to be a Star Wars movie, because it
Um,
is. You
it
could
definitely
really,
did look like a movie that I would watch, which is honestly like there are some things from those trailers that I was like, I don't know if I'd watch that, but that was definitely one that I was like, yeah, I'll watch it.
yep. I think this one's in. I want to say it's early next year.
Mm-hmm.
It's also confirmed part 1 and 2 thing, right? So
Yeah,
I expect
they
one
very
on a,
clearly bold text say part 1.
I
So
expect one on a cliffhanger. So that'll be fun. We love cliffhangers, right? Spider-Man when?
Spider-Man,
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
He just gonna leave me. Just gonna leave me here dying. All right, it's all right.
I remember when I was watching that Spider-Man film, and it got to the point where it was dark, and you see Miles like running over to his Uncle Aaron, I think.
Yeah,
He was walking over to that place, and I was like, that was the point where I was like, this movie's going on pretty long.
yeah. No, that was also. I had the same thought. I'm like,
I was
wait a
like,
damn second.
is there gonna be a final act or something? And then as the movie continue, I'm like, that makes sense.
Yep. Nope.
that yeah, okay.
I had a,
I wasn't upset going like, what? I was just like, oh yeah, that's why.
yep.
Gotcha.
I like for a moment, I guess, when going in, rationalizing after. Oh yeah, it was totally announced as part 1 and 2 originally. I think it was called Into the Spider-Verse Part 1 and 2, and then they changed the second one to Beyond the Spider-Verse. Sorry, Across Spider-Verse Part 1 and 2. Then they changed the second one to Beyond the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay. So, man. God, the whole last scene was really good, though.
It was.
So well good, man. Anyway, so those were the trailers. There were a couple other trailers I don't think they didn't send you. I didn't think we'd have much to talk about.
I saw some as I was looking at the related videos. Unfortunately, I had therapy like right after I finished watching those, so
Yeah,
I wasn't able to catch those. But
I know there's a Masters of the Universe, but I don't really know anything about Masters of the Universe. So
I don't either.
okay, and there was
There was a I don't know if you saw the Lara Croft trailer.
the
That was
teaser
a while ago.
Yeah, I saw that one a while ago. Yeah, which
That
cool.
looked cool.
Then there was I know there was like a bunch more Scott Pilgrim trailers, but by the time this episode airs, the show will come out. So
Did you see Coral Island is released?
I did. So funny. I installed it last night. I'll go into the funny story off stream. Actually, it has to do with something I told you about earlier.
Okay.
Um, viewers don't need to know about my snafu. Anyway, yeah, Coral Island's out, so I installed it.
I recently got back into it maybe a month ago, and I was playing it a lot. I reached like $380,000.
Damn.
And I already went through a whole year. And then when they finally said that they were going to be releasing 1.0, they said that they're going to be deleting profiles. Like you won't be able to load your save pretty much. And I was like, oh, well, what's the point of me continuing on then? So I stopped playing.
Yeah.
And then so last night I loaded it up, and I saw that I could load up my save, and I was like, what? I loaded it and it said, this is from a beta branch, so you will be starting a new game plus. And I was like, what? So I made my character and then I loaded it in. And when I got to my farm, I had all my money.
Oh.
So I was like, oh, so I'm set.
Also, sorry, side note, got distracted. On the screen video version of this, my PNG just went off the rails and just started yapping away without making noise.
Oh.
So that'll be fun. It just sounds like I'm like mouthing off to you.
You're just talking shit.
Yeah. Like I'm like, oh, like
you're
I'm
going
like,
blah blah blah. Shut up. Shut up.
So viewers, I was intently listening. I don't know what's wrong with my PNG. Anyway,
but Coral Island was one of those games that I remember you and I were looking at when we first ran into it. So
when I loaded it up again, and then I was like, oh yeah, like I looked at the full release. I'm like, oh shit, they added so many different
they added now. So much stuff.
You can marry a mermaid now.
You can now marry and have a kid. They still plan on releasing another update that's going to have multiplayer in it.
Hell yeah.
It's also going to make it to where your kids can grow up. Those are the two main things that I saw. There was a couple other things they said, like probably more outfits and stuff, but I'm glad this game is finally out.
Yes. My only main critique still is that I still can't figure out how to make a character that doesn't look Asian or at least semi-Asian. I was trying to make...
Did you make a character yet?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's definitely more options now.
There's a few more options, but I couldn't find like eyes or like mouth texture or whatever that just... I'm like, yeah, I still look some very innovation, which that's just the aesthetic they're going for. That's fine. I was just like, all right, guess I can't make me. It's okay.
There were definitely eyes that were just kind of like, it's not Asian, but what the fuck is that?
Yeah, that one in particular, I'm like, okay, that's a choice.
Yeah.
So I just picked tired eyes, the tired looking ones.
Yeah.
I'm a weary boy.
When I
always tired.
Yeah, before when I was playing it religiously again, I completed the entire mine. That is my favorite thing to do in these farming sim games is to go mining.
The mines call you.
I love mining and I love fighting, and that's where the fighting happens is the mines. So Sunhaven, that's what I like to do. Coral Island, that's what I like to do. Luna's been trying to get me to play my time at Sandrock.
Oh yeah.
She's been obsessed with that game. That's her new Baldur's Gate. And
wasn't she into the vampire farming sim, I thought? Or is that still beta?
No.
Okay.
like she likes it, but no. This is her game right now.
I heard good things about it.
She is currently logging 62 hours.
Okay.
She started to get really into it. Then her computer died.
I saw that.
Was a whole debacle. And because she was so obsessed with it, she bought it again on PS5 while we were like still trying to fix her computer. Because she was able to get it for free, get My Time at Portia for free with her PlayStation Network account, whatever. So I went to go do something. I left the house. I think I went to go pick up a couple groceries. She was playing My Time at Portia. I come back, she's playing Sandrock. And I was like, you couldn't
wait?
I was like, babe, you gotta wait 2 days max. You can't you can't just wait 2 days. She's like, the rock is calling. That's been her obsession lately, though.
Gotcha.
I was playing Cyberpunk for a bit, but
enjoy it still.
Yeah, it's fun. I finished the. I don't know if I said this in a previous episode, but I finished the prologue. I finished the interlude where I play as like Johnny Silverhands.
Okay.
So now I'm back as V, and I think I've officially started the game. So
the game has actually begun.
Yeah, I died in the club looking for Evelyn, so I turned it off right then. But
I gotcha.
But now I'm like, I don't know. I'm torn because there's also been like a really good TFT set on League that I've been playing on the PBE. So I've been playing that. And then also they re-released this game mode that's like a 2v2v2v2. It's like a tournament
Oh,
bracket style game where you and a friend take on 3 other teams of 2. It's
huh.
been a lot of fun. I love that game mode. And they finally re-released it on the PBE. So, which is the public beta environment. So it's not officially out yet, but it's like you can beta test it.
Gotcha.
So I've just been jumping games,
Sounds fun.
and I can't continue Cyberpunk because I always have a friend going like, "Hey, you want to play the new TFT set?" I'm like, I do.
Got the call.
And I played Up last night. That was fun.
I think game wise, all I've been playing, I did a lot of solitaire.
Really?
Yeah, I've been playing Spider Solitaire.
I can relate.
Like, I don't.
Not of recent time, but I definitely had like a phase. Is when I was in college. All my friends, like I used to have a Yu-Gi-Oh group,
Yeah.
and we would come up with our own like in-house rules for like group Yu-Gi-Oh duels. Basically like there were certain cards where like Dark Hole, but we allowed like some banned cards and
Yeah.
stuff. Like
As you do with house rules.
Monster Reborn, Dark Hole, stuff like that. So if someone were to play Dark Hole, that works on like every monster, unless they're like every monster on the field, rather than
Yeah.
like you have. But then there were some cards where it was like you have to pick a target or you have to pick like a player. So we made up our own rules and stuff like that. But eventually, people were starting to grow out of Yu-Gi-Oh, and they started going to Vanguard or Magic, and so I was like, well, I guess I'll play Solitaire. So I started playing Solitaire, and then that stuck with me for a good while, like maybe 2 years, to where I was playing a D&D campaign online with my brother, and he did this whole thing where we all had 2 characters,
Oh.
and there was like 4 of us, excluding him,
Yeah.
because he was the DM, and he also had a character. So if it wasn't my turn, I was the only one that was online. Everyone else was there in person. So I would just be playing Solitaire on my computer while I was waiting for my
Nice.
turn.
Yeah, so I've been doing solitaire while I edit these videos. So
Oh,
I'll be
cool.
listening, right? Listening for like any weirdness or like, breaks or long pauses or whatever, and then I'll just be playing solitaire.
So we could probably take this time to talk about how we feel about this podcast since we've had a few episodes and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
What's your
I've been loving it. This has been like something that I've been looking forward to, and it's causing me to look for more content to talk about.
Yes, I'm having the same reaction. I'm like, I can be like, okay, I can do this, or I can have that to talk about, and it's enjoyable. I like it. I'm enjoying editing. It's been a good time.
It's also been fun to talk to you because
Yeah.
you and I have kind of had this relationship where anytime we do interact, we go off the walls and
Oh
start
yeah.
like we just start going nerd topic after nerd topic on like streams, even off stream.
Yep.
If we were just hanging out with Luna, we'll start talking about nerd stuff, and so it's a good outlet. But also, like, we never reach out to each other to just talk one on one. So this is like a good way for us to finally talk about this stuff.
And that's kind of that's me in general, right? Like, I rarely reach out to people. I'm very introverted and like, what's it called? I enjoy alone time, typically.
Yeah.
But I'm gladly hang out with people. I'm just not a person who's usually gonna like reach out. So I kind of got adopted by Luna though. She forced me by the head. She's like, "You're gonna talk to me," as she does.
Well, so I have a different problem where I just jump between friend groups. I have my brother and his D&D group. I have my coworkers. I have one of my old, like, longest best friends that I've had online. I have one of my other longest best friends, but like another group that we play like League and Valorant with.
Yeah.
And then I have another group that I met through Valorant, and we play a lot of League and Valorant and stuff. So it's like I jump, and then I also have one of like my old youth group when I was in North Carolina that I'll talk to here and there. And then there's like another group that that I'm in of like VTubers and stuff. That's where I met Ashy and from our V Court group thing.
Yes.
So there I've jumped between so many different groups and stuff. So it's like I never reach out to people. I just join whatever active Discord call is going on.
That's totally, yep. That's a vibe.
And for some people, like some of my longest best friends and stuff, I just don't interact with them. And so when I randomly just see that they're in a call, I'll just join and we'll take the time to catch up and stuff.
Yeah. I'll
So
have
that's kind of what I do. So I almost like never like reach out to a whole lot of people.
Yeah. But this has been good. We've been getting to like I look forward to it every week recording. It's a good time.
And yeah, it's been a lot of fun. And we've talked about some other ideas, which
Yes.
I definitely want to try to like get started on that sometime soon. But have you seen Nyx's most recent stream?
No, what happened? What?
She said she's gonna kill me.
Why?
Because
what's the tea?
She wants to marry Luna.
Yeah, you're
she
dead,
sent
man.
me. She just like we don't talk. We actually played League one time, which is a lot of fun. But she randomly just sent me a clip from Twitch, and it's titled "Sorry, Makoto. This is my only chance to win." and it's just her saying that she's going to kill me to get to marry Luna. I'll send you the clip.
You have to send me that.
It's
That's amazing. Oh my god. That's
good.
Great.
It's good.
Oh,
I definitely want to. I've been talking to Luna about being a guest on this show, but maybe we can consider like talking to other people, seeing if they want to join us.
I definitely want to have some guests. I have a few ideas as well of people, so definitely want to have guests on. Now that we kind of have a flow going, we have a rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to think. I have some ideas for some other topic episodes like this one.
Yeah.
Including a fabled maybe return reevaluation of that Kingdom Hearts tier list we did way back when.
Sure. Yeah.
And the
I'll definitely have to revisit Kingdom Hearts.
The dreaded once I'm done with Rebels and Ahsoka, maybe a revisit to the Star Wars tier list we did as well. Now that we have, get some spice in there. A couple other tier lists. I was the tier list guy. Time to bring it back.
Yeah.
They're always fun times. So
we could both introduce some tier list ideas, which like since like I don't know, we kind of like have been exploring like some things that we're into and whatnot, and also with like some current events. But sometimes like we could just do like just spend a whole podcast like doing something. So that is one thing we can do.
Definitely down for that. Give me that.
But yeah, let us know what you guys think in our YouTube. I would say on Spotify, but there's nothing for you guys to type. So in our YouTube comments or
on Spotify though, please don't forget to rate once you're done. It helps the algorithm. Sure. And if you're on YouTube, comment, like, subscribe. It helps the algorithm. It helps us, and it lets us
hit that noti bell.
Hit the bell, ring it, and then we'll let you. Then you'll know. Then you always know when we're here watching you. Wait.
I think we can wrap it. Okay. Well.
Anyway, that has been another episode of Nerd Nonsense. Makoto, where can people find you outside of here?
I don't know. Sounds like you already know where to find me.
I know where everyone is.
Sounds like you're already watching. I don't know.
Always watching.
You can find me on Twitter at MakotoDragon _ and on YouTube at MakotoDragon and on Twitch MakotoDragon.
You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube at Nero v Belial. No underscores. There'll be YouTube content soon, I promise. Probably. One day. I'm working on it. Anyway, till next time. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.